time period after the Civil War. The Gilded Age was also a time for labor unions, the conditions leading to urbanization. There were long hours, long employment, there was low wages, child labor, there was a huge gap between the rich and the poor, and people had enough of this. This is a time when a lot of strikes took place, and people had enough. Here in this project, we'll find out and learn new information on the Gilded Age.
This show is sponsored by Otis Elevators.
Are you tired of walking up and down the stairs in those pesky skyscrapers because you're too scared of plummeting to your death? Well, not anymore, because your problems are solved with the new Otis's Company elevator.
You may be thinking or worried that you're going to plummet to your death if the elevator were to break or fall. So guess what? You don't have to worry about that anymore. This elevator is so safe. Look at this. I can jump up and down. I'm not afraid of it falling.
I agree.
I love Otis elevators. Don't you?
Get your Otis elevator today.
Now
back to the show.
Welcome to Mythbusters.
Today, we'll be exploring whether Andrew Carnegie is really a captain of industry or if he's actually a robber baron.
Let's find out. I'm here with Andrew Carnegie.
Hi.
So, Andrew, why did you get started in the steel industry, and what are your strategies to becoming so successful?
Well, growing up as a little boy in a poor town of Scotland, I never wanted to, feel that way of not having enough money to provide for my family. So I guess, going into steel and everything, thought it was a great idea and make a lot of money, which, as you can see, I have.
So, I heard that you own 25% of the nation's steel.
I do.
How is that possible?
Well, you see, there's a little thing called taking out the middleman. I bought out the railroad tracks, so...
So, you must be a very wealthy man, and your workers must be paid very well.
Yeah, I say they are.
Actually, I have proven facts from workers in your company saying how they are paid extremely low wages and have awful working conditions. What do you have to say about this?
They still get paid, don't they?
I've also heard that you've been cutting jobs.
Well, desperate times called desperate measures.
I wouldn't say that they're desperate times when you're donating all this money to public services and libraries.
Well, public services and libraries and everything they're for our young children, and as they grow up and they can learn and educate themselves, so that's why I feel like that is very important.
Yeah,
Don't
but
you say
should
so?
they be benefiting at the cost of your hard laboring immigrant foreign workers?
Well, they still get paid, don't they?
Well, that's
Don't they?
not the point.
They have a job, don't
Sir, you sound like a robber baron to me.
they? A robber baron. A robber baron. Does a robber baron build libraries, fund museums, employ people, own 25% of the nation's steel? Does a robber baron do that? Does a robber baron keep families together and give jobs to people that need it desperately? Didn't think so.
Just because you think that you're all that doesn't
I
mean
am
you're
all
not
that.
still exploiting the public.
Exploiting
And
the public.
exploiting
the
natural
public.
resources.
Natural resources.
We're gonna run out if we
I
keep
am
doing
building
this.
the nation. The nation's
about the
political system and
poor-
wealth. I have a lot of power, man.
What about the poor businesses that you ruthlessly drove out of competition?
It happens.
That's not even legal.
It happens.
You, my friend, are busted. Robber baron.
Oh my god! Breaking news!
Breaking news. A riot has broke out in Chicago. We have one of our reporters there live on the scene. Let's talk to her now.
Thank you, Elise. Hi, my name's Heidi Ted, and I'm reporting from Chicago, Illinois. And that there's a riot breaking out here. There's police. There are people running everywhere, and it is just madness out here. Elise, there's absolute madness going on here. There's police officers and people chasing each other. Sir, please try to stay calm. Come with me. I need to interview you.
Okay. Yes.
So, how do you feel about this? This madness that's going on down here.
Well, since like 8 of my really close friends were actually killed in this riot because a lot of my officers that want respect within the community, that can just be treated like, normal people, because you know what, even though these rioters are acting absolutely crazy and they need to calm down, because we're working our butts off trying to protect this community and give correct whatever they need. So you know what? They need to calm down.
Wow, that touched me right here.
Yeah, it better.
Right here.
Maybe the police didn't open fire on the crowd, killing several innocent civilians.
Well, you guys are the cause of it, so.
Okay, don't bring the bomb up again. That was yesterday.
That bomb scenario again that you guys started.
Okay, that was an anonymous bombing, and maybe you guys didn't open fire on the crowd.
Well, you know what?
Okay. See, madness, absolute madness, Elise. This is crazy. This is crazy.
That's not.
Officers killed, 4 strikers killed, 4 hanged, 1 suicide. As you can see down here, one of the people that died. Tragic day that should have been avoided if the industries would have never cut their wage and never had none of the horrible things that they've done. Maybe in the future, it won't take tragedy to make change. The past couple of days for the city of Chicago has been really brutal. As you can see, there are people dead, police officers, and civilians. Just a tragic day. Tragic. The Gilded Age wasn't as good as it seemed. Captains of industry? I think not. Robber barons more like it. Low wages? Seriously? Come on. This is the age where we prosper, not we build people down. This is just pathetic. Gilded Age? No.
These are the cons of urbanization. Here shown in this picture, this is a tenement, and as you can see, these were a lot of where the middle class or a lot of the poor people who worked in factories lived. As you can see here, there are probably police officers checking around this building because it is horrible sanitation. Here, there's one place that everyone lives in, and usually 4 to 5 people, depending on how big the family is, lives in this small space. This is working conditions, and it's nothing like we have today now. Back then, it was just horrible treatment of the workers. There was children working in the field factories, and there was no laws protecting their child labor rights. The factory owners basically can do whatever they want to these people. Look at this girl; she's missing her finger, and she's still working. There was labor unions, but they really didn't do much. But the hours were insane. Like adults and children, they had the same hours. They had long hours, so when they came back the next day, they weren't even rejuvenated. They were tired, and that led to productivity to go down. And this leads to strikes. At this time of age, strikes were very common because the workers, they were just not pleased with how they were treated because they were the ones who would actually do the job. So they have the right to demand more money because they're the ones who are making it. So there was riots like the Haymarket riot where it went from peaceful to violence in a few hours, and there was death of police officers and people, and there were other strikes that women led, and there were fires, and it was just political machines were very popular in the Gilded Age. They were organizations that were led by a boss to keep a certain political party or politician in power. They would talk to people, and the people who agreed to vote to keep that person in office or to keep that party in office, they would give bribes to, they would give them jobs or things that they needed. And an example of this is Boss T and Timco. During the Gilded Age, there's a few new advancements in technology. One was the skyscraper, which is pictured on the right, and those allowed for more space because you could build up instead of out. And the elevators were important, especially in the skyscrapers, because they made it possible to go up and down the skyscraper without going upstairs. And the Otis elevator made it a lot safer because there was like strings attached to the top, so if the elevator broke, you wouldn't die. A couple more advancements were the sewage and water systems. And the water systems allowed for purification, drainage, etc. of water, so homes were more efficient. And the sewage system provided for cleaner streets, and there was a boost in sanitation, so a lot of disease was prevented. Cultural institutions were very popular. Philanthropists provided millions of dollars for educational advances like universities and libraries. Carnegie was known for making the library in his hometown and donating money to make a public one. And Rockefeller is known for investing and donating money for universities. Here shown in this photo is sanitation. As you can see in this photo, it is heavily polluted, and due to the cause of urbanization, a lot of people came here to work, and then factories, therefore, were beginning to produce more and more materials and products, so therefore there would be more smoke, more carbon dioxide, more horrible hazardous materials on the streets and in the waterways, so that caused people to be sick, have many diseases, and this causes problems later on in the future.